Welcome back, guys. It's another Miles Fast tutorial. This video is brought to you by Assetto Hosting. I just want to let you know that right off the bat. But Assetto Hosting is actually my new favorite place to play BeamNG. The last service I was using, I actually had a limit on file size. It was only 1 gigabyte, which there's maps bigger than 1 gigabyte. So that was kind of limiting, and I didn't really appreciate that. But Assetto Hosting has come in, so check it out at assettohosting.com. I'll put a link in the description. Let me get a drink of my coffee. And I'm going to go through all of the setup process for you right here. It's real quick and simple. It didn't take long at all. So let's go right to it so you can get in the game. Alright, so the first page you're going to come to once you log in. So you're going to have to register and log in. I'm not going to go over that. You should be able to figure that out. Right here is the server controls. You click on this. If you click on any of these, it doesn't really matter because you're going to have the menu right up at the top here. Now, server controls is where you're going to be able to start and stop your server. You also have your direct connect IP address. If you make your server private, it's not going to be showing up in the list, but you can direct connect to it. Now, config. This is where you're going to want to put your server name. This is the name that's going to show up when people look on BeamMP. So my server is called Fairhaven 2012. That might change depending on what map I'm using. Right now I'm using the Need for Speed Most Wanted 2012 map. And the reason I use this map is because it's the biggest map I've ever seen. 3.35 gigabytes. And I wanted to make sure it would run stable on here, and it does. I'll show you here in just a minute. Next, you can set the max cars. The max cars is going to be the maximum amount of cars each player can spawn. Okay, so that's not your maximum players. Max players is right underneath that. We're at 20. I believe that's the limit. Nope, you can go up higher. You can set it to 30, but why? Why? Just put it on 20. 20 is good. So you can have 20 players, and right here is your map. The cool thing about this server, which the other one I was using didn't have this, they have a drop down menu. You can just choose the map. You don't have to remember the name and type it in every time. You can just choose whatever map is on the server and just click on it. So that's really, really convenient. I love that option. Then you have your description for your map or server, whatever you're doing. So this is all straightforward, real easy. So, the other thing I haven't gone over yet is the authentication key. You're going to need to get an authentication key. That's real simple. So to get your key, we have to go to keymaster.beamng.com. There's probably a link on beamng.com, but that's the website. And it's going to ask you to sign in with your Discord login. So we're going to just click log in. It says that we are logged in, so we're just going to authorize that. Once we do that, we are on our Keymaster page. Now you're going to just go down here where it says keys. Click on that. And when you first get on here, you're going to give your server a name. This is you're just naming your key just so you know what server it goes to. It doesn't matter what you name it as long as you know which server this key goes to. Once you have your name picked out, you can hover over your key and you can view it. We don't need to do that. Or you could just copy it to clipboard. Nobody will be able to see it. And then you're going to paste your key here. I'm not going to show you this part because I'm not sharing my key. But you would paste your key right here and then go down to save. Then you are finished with your config. So let's go check out our content manager. Okay, on the content page, you can see right here, we have a bunch of mods already on here. I have about 8.79 gigabytes of mods. Now we're going to add a few more because I actually have to do something today. If you want to add a map, a mod map, you would go to browse and then pick out your map. We already have the Fairhaven map on here, but you would just search for your map and then it's going to show up under maps now. So you can see we have Fairhaven right here. That's how you add maps. You just add them just like any other mod. So we can browse. We do have to add some mods, so I'll just show you how this works. We need to add these mods. So right here is your loading bar. Now one thing I'll suggest, don't click to another page while it's loading, because it's going to reset it and then your mod's not going to be finished loading. That one was quite a small lot. Let me have a drink of my coffee. Oh, he's crashed! Now that we have all these mods installed, we are up to 9.92 gigabytes. Alright, so next step, after you get all the mods in there that you want, the next thing you're going to want to do is double check your config, and then once you are sure your config is the way you want it, go to server control, and then you can just hit start. We're going to start it up. It should go through. If everything's okay with your config and your mods and everything like that, it should say all systems started successfully. Everything is okay. Once this is up and running, you are good. You can go join your server. So let me get on BeamMP. I'm going to use Vulkan just because a little bit better frame rates. Alright, so now we're just going to go to multiplayer. You should be logged in with your Steam ID. If not, it will ask you to log in. But you can join servers as a guest. I just wouldn't suggest it. Now you can search for your server. So mine is Fairhaven, and here it is. There's 2 Fairhaven maps, okay, and mine is this Fairhaven 2012. So you're going to click that, and as you can see here, we have 42 mods on here. There aren't a mod limit, but this server does have limits to how many gigabytes you can upload to the server. So this particular server that I'm using has 30 gigabyte limit. We're going to hit connect and see how long it takes to install all these mods. Now the map for Fairhaven is 3.35 gigabytes. That's going to take a while to download. But once it's downloaded and you exit the server and go back to it, it's going to download fast because it's already been downloaded once. It's going to load the server a lot faster. Now, a lot of times you'll get these error in mod manager prompts. You can just ignore that. That doesn't usually mean anything. It'll still work in the game. I'm not sure why those pop up. It must be some kind of conflict between BeamMP and Beamng. I don't really know, but those pop up all the time for me, and they still load in fine. And as you can see, we have 1,820 players on BeamMP at the current moment. That is crazy. Always so many people on here. Alright, so we have 42 out of 42. If all the mods are working properly, it should go to the loading screen. If not, it will say connecting, and then it'll say done. If it just says done and doesn't go to the loading screen, then it's broken. But as you can see, our loading screen is here, and since this is a big map, I'm going to fast forward this because it's going to take a while to load. Alright, now that we're in the server, here's where the magic happens. We have everything loaded. So if we've gotten this far, you're doing great. Now, let me go into some other things real quick. I'm going to show you. I have some buttons mapped to my wheel, so I can hit this button and it's the escape button. So I'm going to show you how to add some traffic. But if you want to see things like we have this UI that shows who is in the server. It's a server list, multiplayer server list. We can add more apps. So if we scroll down, you'll just see it say Beamng.drive. We got player chat, we got player list, and we have multiplayer session. That's just going to show you who's loaded in and who's not completed loading and things like that. But the multiplayer chat and the player list are the 2 that I usually use. I rather use voice chat, but I also use multiplayer chat if I have to. And then to spawn vehicles, you want to scroll down to where it says traffic. This right here, this app here, and I usually just put it in the middle of the screen because we're not going to keep it on here. Once you get that on here, just hit escape again. But first, we need to spawn our own vehicle. So I'll get my daily. I have a specific car I like to start out with. It's just a fun car to drive. So we're gonna spawn this one here. Now this is a big map, and we have about 10 gigs of mods on here, so it might take a little longer to load. If you have less mods and a smaller map, obviously it's going to be a lot different. So I set my vehicle limit to 8 vehicles, which means my car counts as 1, and that means I can spawn 7 traffic cars. So we're going to select 7. And then I don't want the speed to be on auto. I want them to go a little faster. So we're going to set them to 85 miles an hour speed limit. The respawn rate, I've never really figured out what that means, but I'm sure you could find it somewhere. The risk is going to be how crazy they drive. I'm going to give them a 7. That's going to be pretty nuts. So the AI mode should be on traffic. There's some other settings. Random is where you're going to see a lot of crashes. Flee would be they would drive away from you. Chase means they're going to drive toward you. And follow means they're going to follow behind you. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and just leave it on regular traffic. Awareness, I just put it on auto. That kind of makes them drive a little more realistic. And then debug mode, I don't really mess with this, so I'm going to leave it off for right now. Once you have your traffic set, you're going to hit spawn. And you can redo this as many times as you want, but we're going to spawn our 7 traffic cars. So they're loading in right now. Once they're done loading, we should be able to move our camera. Okay, looks like everything's loaded in. So we have our traffic cars. They're lined up very beautifully right here for you. Now all you have to do is hit play to make them drive. But first, if you'd like to change a particular car, you can tab over to all the vehicles here. Okay. Now let's say, we have 2 yellow cars here. Let's say you want one of these cars to be a police car. Just select the car, go to vehicles. Alright, we can go to the Bastion, make it a police car. Okay, hit replace. Don't hit spawn new, because that's gonna go over your vehicle limit and then you'll be in trouble. Alright, so this one for some reason changed it back to auto, and it's not supposed to be. We'll just leave it right there. Now once everything is the way you want it, you just hit play. The cars should all start moving. Come on, police car. Okay, he's having a problem here, so let's give him, let's reset it. Let's hit this recycling button here. Should reset all of your traffic. There we go. Now we can hit play, and they should be going. Oh, it changed it made my car the police car for some reason. It'll do that sometimes. Now this guy's... So, that's actually a glitch that will happen sometimes. It doesn't always do that. But now it made my car a traffic car, and it made the police car my car. So we'll just drive my car. But now we can go back to UI, and we can delete this traffic thing. We don't need that. Okay, I had to move my car because the traffic is actually acting kind of crazy right now. I think I put their risk level a little too high, but that's how you add traffic. It's very easy. And there's one more thing. If you want to see what commands you can use in the server, let's go back here. You're gonna you can type in this box right here, just type in help. and it's going to tell you all the commands that you can use. You can kick players. You can get a list of the players in the server. So if I hit list, it's going to show a list of all the players and their ID number. I am the only one in there right now. If you type say on the console, you can actually send a message into the server chat from the console. So let's say you're not home, the server's up, and you're on your phone, you can get on there and send a message. But these are all of the commands that you need, really. And if we go back to the game, yeah, you should be all set, and it runs stable even with 10 gigs worth of mods. You can see how stable it's running right now. Great frame rates. Even with traffic on the multiplayer server, it's looking really good. So let's see if we can find a speeder to pull over. Oh! There's a near miss! Oh! He's crashed! We gotta get this guy off the road. Oh, this guy's running. He's going the wrong way in traffic. This is not safe, guys. We gotta take this guy out. Alright guys, hey, I hope this video helped you. If so, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I'll try to help you. I'll try to clear up anything I can. But that's it for today. Hope you guys had a good time, and I'll see you on the next video. Adios.